So if you are joining in just for the installation part and figuring out how to activate your Dainese Smart jacket, go ahead and skip to later in the video. I'll put that timestamp just below so that you can go ahead and skip to that if that's the only thing you're visiting for. Otherwise, let's get into the review. All right, guys, what's going on? Checking out the Dainese D-air Smart jacket. This is the revolution in motorcycle riding. Is now you are able to purchase and own your own airbag. So they've been testing this for over 25 years in MotoGP, and this is the same technology they're using in MotoGP, and so now they've made it affordable and actually in a consumer application for us to be able to buy. So really nice here. I've been riding with this jacket for about a week now, so not super long, but I have noticed a few things about it and I wanted to share them with you here. So let's jump straight into it. As you can see, the jacket is really nice. It is abrasion resistant. This jacket is meant to be worn either on the inside of another jacket, which is how I wear it, or you can buy like a size above and wear it on the outside of a jacket. If you do wear it on the outside, you do have a few pockets. You have a breast pocket here, and then you have two side pockets. Of course, for me, that kind of defeats the purpose of wearing a textile jacket, like a adventure motorcycle jacket like I wear. I wear a Sand 3 jacket. If I were to wear it on the outside of the Sand 3, I wouldn't be able to access my big pockets in the front, which I absolutely love about my adventure jacket. So that would just kind of defeat the purpose. This thing is made to be weather resistant. I think it says that you can ride it in all weather conditions. They don't say like waterproof or anything, but you know, there is a computer that sits in the back down underneath this, and basically, you know, you have to open that up. As you open up the back of the jacket, you can see this charging port. This is also where you do the updates and activate your jacket. You can see as I open the little slot, and you'll see the insert port just there. So the D-air jacket is pretty nifty. They have this little compartment where you can store. When you're ready to activate it, you're actually going to attach this, I guess it's like a magnetic clip, to the other side here. And you can hear it vibrates. And if you're wearing it, you can see it, you can feel it vibrate when it actually goes solid blue. If this never goes solid blue, it means you need to activate it, that it's not activated and it's not ready for use. So right now it's solid blue because I have activated my smart vest and it is ready to go. This thing is basically, once you sit on your bike, sometimes even when I'm standing near my bike, you can feel it vibrate. It will vibrate in your chest several times really rapidly, and then this light turns a solid green. And basically that means that the jacket is activated and ready to ride. Now with motorcycles that vibrate enough, it activates it while you're sitting still, which is great because if someone impacts you from behind while you're sitting at a light, then you go ahead and your jacket can inflate and it'll give you that level of protection. I'm gonna go ahead and deactivate it here. You can see it flashes red and it's vibrating. And then if you're gonna store it, you can just snap it over here so that it doesn't accidentally activate and run down your battery. So with a full charge, you've got up to 26 hours of use in the jacket, which is great. You know, you're not gonna ride 26 hours straight, so that's perfect. And then you can just plug it in, easy to access plug down here in the bottom, just a USB cable into a USB-C, I believe it is. And basically you just plug it in down there, really nice, super easy to charge. So here's a video from the Dainese website telling you, so you can see actually how quickly the airbag deploys from the time of impact. As you can see here, this is why it's so important to be self-contained as opposed to tethered to the bike, because if you're tethered to the bike and say you high side or low side, I mean, this thing's not going to deploy unless you apply a certain amount of pressure off of it. The Dainese D-air is already deployed before you even leave the bike. So it's just giving you that extra peace of mind. You know this thing is going to deploy. It's going to give you the top level security in the airbag field of motorcycle airbags. So absolutely love this thing. From all the airbags I saw, this was definitely the most advanced. So the ratings are a little bit hard to understand because the ratings go off of airbag ratings and not the same ratings as you would a normal back protector. Something that is great about the Dainese jacket is the back protector actually is worth 7 standard back protectors. So, you know, I went ahead and took this out of my jacket because I don't want extra weight. You know, this is heavier than a standard back protector, but since it's spread out over your shoulders and your front and everything, it actually doesn't really feel that different because, you know, it's dispersed across your whole body. And I definitely think my life is worth this a little bit of extra weight we have here. Keep in mind when you do use this jacket, if you're using it underneath the jacket, you need to make sure that you don't have a ton of layers on, because you have to have enough space inside for the airbags to fully inflate. So on their website, I think they do have a standard size that you need to make room for, but just keep that in mind. I will say this says it's really breathable, but I've ridden it in some moderately warm temperatures, and I will say I do get pretty warm in this thing. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the middle of summer. I'm hoping that it's not too bad, but yeah, it definitely keeps you a lot warmer, which is great in the winter, but in the summer I'm wondering what it's going to be like. So let's see. One thing that people are asking a lot online is, can you wear the Dainese airbag jacket or the Smart jacket with a back protector? If you want, yes, you can. Like, there's no reason you can't wear a standard back protector as well as this. You can do both if you want, as long as you have enough room for the jacket to fully inflate. You're solid, you're good to go. I don't still really see the point in it, since this jacket's worth 7 of those, so it's completely up to you. So how does this jacket measure up to the competition out there? Because there are some other companies that are building airbags for motorcycles. I will say that the Dainese I found was the best compared across all the board. A couple of the other jackets that you'll see online, basically they're a little bit cheaper, but then you have to either pay a subscription model, or to actually get the device that activates the jacket is an extra $400 or something. So it ends up being the same price as this, or you can do like a monthly subscription for $12 a month, which in the long haul, this thing pays for itself in like 2 years or 3 years. You know, then you've more than paid for this. This jacket is $700 USD in the US market, and I think it's around 620 in European euros. So European market and in euros, it's about 620. I did find that on FC Moto here in Europe, you can get a discount for about 70 bucks. So it was really nice. I ended up paying 575 for this euros. So all in all, USD, you're looking at about 700 USD for this jacket. I think my life is definitely worth 700 USD. If I go down, I want as much protection as I possibly can. So what happens if the jacket does deploy? Well, just like any of the other airbag jackets, some of them you can get cylinders and just replace it yourself. But what I like about this is it's going to cost 300 bucks to send it back in USD, or around 250 euros, and you take it to a Dainese dealer. You don't have to send it in. You can just go to a Dainese dealer and they can actually reactivate it for you. What they do is they basically replace the airbag system, so that, you know, if there are any tears or anything like that, it is going to reactivate the next time for you. And look, if I go down in a hard crash, this thing saves my life, and then I have to pay 300 bucks to reactivate that. It's definitely worth it. I'm all in. I'm okay with that. You know, you just kind of understand that that's kind of what goes in with these air vests. I know it's expensive, but my life is worth it. If it saves my life, I'm 100% cool to go out and spend another 300 to reactivate this vest. No problem for me whatsoever. If you're griping about that, maybe you don't value your life enough. I know it's expensive, but you know, if you're looking at airbags, you're getting into an expense there. That's just how it goes.
So this is a video from the Dainese website, and you can see it's a standalone application. It doesn't have to be tethered to the bike, which means much faster deployment time. And this thing is analyzing 1,000 times per second to see if you've had an impact and for it to deploy. So it's super quick.
So the Dainese Smart jacket does come in a man's version and a ladies version, which is really nice. And they're the exact same price. And if you want to look completely ridiculous going down the road, they also come in a very nice neon version, which absolutely looks hideous. So if you want to wear that on the outside of your jacket and just go down the road and look like a numpty, you can do that. That is an option for you. So this one is just black. I'm wearing it underneath my jacket, so no worries for me there. Really liking the vest so far. I feel really secure with it. So if anything happens, I do like that comfort and security knowing that I'm gonna have this level of protection around my shoulders, my chest, and my back. You know, most of the time it's not us that make the problem. Most of the time it's other drivers out there doing stupid stuff. And I can tell you, every single time I ride almost, if I go into the city here in Lisbon, I mean, I get cut off left and right. You know, it's just kind of part of the game. And most drivers here in Europe are pretty good about getting out of the way of motorcycles, but I will say they cut in front of you. They expect motorcycles can stop on a dime, which they don't realize that's not how it works. And yeah, so people just don't understand how motorcycles work and how much time we need to stop. And if we're in a turn, how hard it is to, you know, if we're cornering, how hard it is to stop. And people are cutting in front of you all the time. So I just really thought this was a well-needed investment, and I absolutely love the functionality it gives with you. This thing is completely self-contained. You don't have to do any subscription with this. Once you get this jacket, it is yours and it's good to go. It uses a GPS system. It's using some kind of sensors all over the jacket. I don't know the fancy name for them, but basically it's constantly measuring, you know, if you're sitting still, if you get an impact, or also if you're riding an electric motorcycle, you're gonna have trouble with this because you need to be moving at least 10 kilometers an hour. I'll go ahead and put the conversion down below, but you have to be at least moving a certain speed before the jacket will activate, whereas on my bike, because it feels the vibration, it activates as soon as I sit on it. So that is nice. Electric motorcycles, you're out on that one, but this thing's completely self-contained. You don't have to worry about doing a subscription. You know, there's no ongoing cost unless you crash the airbag, and then you do have to get it reactivated, which is fine in my book again. All right, guys, so you have to make the decision. Do you want to go with the standard? This is the Seasoft Revit back protector, and it's absolutely amazing, pretty light. It's the most comfortable standard back protector I've ever used, but I decided to go ahead and move over to the airbag. So you have to make the decision for yourself. Is it worth the extra money for the extra protection? I definitely think it is. So throw it in your comments down below and let me know what you think. Do you think it's worth $700 to buy this vest? I would love to hear y'all's opinions. If you like the video or you don't like the video, either way, throw a comment down below. Would love to hear your feedback. Throw a thumbs up in there for me if you found some value in the content today. And don't forget to subscribe. Love doing the journey with you guys. We've been growing super fast. We're about to hit 150 subscriptions. So really excited for you guys. Thanks so much for contributing to that. We grew from like 50 subscribers to 150 in like a couple of weeks. So that was really, really exciting. So thanks for being along with the journey, and hope to see you guys back here soon for another video. See you next time.
Okay, so here's just a couple of quick steps, walking you through it very quickly, how to plug in and activate your D-air vest. So let's get after it.
All right, so now the update is happening. You can see the lights alternating. So updating the jacket here. Okay, so now it's telling me how to, I guess, the second phase of doing the jacket. Okay, so you pull this cable out of the bottom here. You lift this flap, little cable that's loose here. It's not plugged in anything. They want you to take that little safety clip out. So let's do that. Okay, so just taking this whole thing out of here. So now it's open, and now we just have to plug this into where it's supposed to go. Let's see. And then of course you've got one coming off of that side as well that you need to take out. All right, so now we've got the cable from over here and over here. Now it says that we just need to re-plug it in where it needs to go. So there's a little cable that was hiding down in the top here. Just take that out and plug the left side in. Okay, done there. And now there's just a little one hiding right down in there. And we're just gonna plug the right side into that. All right, now just tuck everything in there nice and neat. Okay, looks good. Don't forget, you have to lace this back through here. Just snapped back in place to hold that down. Let's semi-close this up, and then we're gonna plug it back in.
Okay, so once you actually plug the D-air back in, it kind of finishes its own thing in the system and just activates the vest, and then you'll see it just blink. I think it blinks solid blue. The manual kind of walks you through all that. Super simple, and now you're ready to ride. If there's any other steps or something's changed, you know, definitely consult your manual. You know, I'm not a manufacturer, so I don't want to give you bad advice, but that pretty much should sum up the installation or the activation of your D-air vest. And if you have any other questions, throw it down below, but it should be pretty simple from here. And that is all set up. You should be ready to ride, as long as when you connect the D-air jacket, it goes solid blue. That means it's activated, ready to go. And then when you get on your bike, it'll vibrate a couple times, and then it goes green, which means it is active and ready to operate. If you guys have any questions or any other feedback, throw it in the comments below. Other than that, ride safe, and we'll see you on the pavement.